Hello and welcome to the 89th episode of Fur, Fins, and Feathers. We are delighted today to have our guest, Karen Osper of Uxbridge, Massachusetts, who is a world-renowned Cocker Spaniel breeder.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
I'm very honored to finally have met you.
I know, right? It's super fun. I'm so excited you asked me. Nothing more enjoyable than talking about Cocker Spaniels and sporting dogs.
Tell us about your interest. How did you start with Cockers?
Good question. Our family started in 1985 with golden retrievers. We got our first golden from a breeder in southern New Hampshire that was into showing dogs. And my mom and dad got our first golden Talon, who was actually named after a castle in Scotland. Kind of funny. And then over the years, I was babysitting for a family up the street from our house that the mom did competition obedience with her Cockers, and I got very interested in them then, and the veterinarian we were using at the time bred American Cockers, so I was showing her Cocker Spaniels in junior showmanship at the dog shows because we had been pretty involved at that point. In my high school graduation, I got my first Cocker Spaniel. Her name was Ribbon, and she was red and fiery, I always say, and it kind of just took off from there, and the rest is history. I went to college for canine science at Mount Ida in Newton, Mass.
Which is no longer there.
Yeah, it's owned by UMass at this point. Yeah.
They merged into UMass.
They did, yeah. Yep. And, kind of the rest is history from there. I worked for some Cocker handlers over the years, some golden retriever handlers, all breed handlers. And then I started showing dogs professionally. Did that for several years, mostly Cockers. Some Goldens here and there, but sporting breeds are kind of my thing, and I enjoy grooming them. I've competed in some grooming competitions with the Cockers, and I enjoy doing that. But I've now since married and we have 4 children, so that takes up a lot of my time. But I own a very successful grooming business,
which is named
The Perfect Paw in Whitensville, Mass, which is next to Uxbridge, where we live, and it takes up a lot of my time, which I love, and I have, several Cockers at home that are just fabulous house dogs and a great breed to be around. So
what is the difference between, now he is
he's an American Cocker.
What is the difference between the American Cocker and the English Cocker?
So right off the bat, you'd notice a difference in the style of their head. The English Cockers tend to have a little bit longer of a muzzle, longer of a back skull. They have a little bit different shaped body. They're much more rounded than an American Cocker. The American Cockers tend to carry a lot more hair than the English Cockers do. They both are flushing spaniels, which means that they would flush out birds out of ground cover. These were bred to hunt and work in the field for a woodcock, hence where they got their Cocker Spaniel name. I like your rooster, too. But the breed in general, they were both originated in the UK, and they're both English breeds, but their body style is much different than each other. Like I said, the English Cockers tend to be a little bit more rounded, and the biggest difference between the two is definitely the coat, the amount of coat that they carry. But they both should have fabulous temperaments, and the English Cockers and the American Cockers have wonderful temperaments. It's what we always say in our breed is, above all, they should be merry, and that's why I like them so much, because they're always happy to see you, always interested in what you're doing, always wagging their tails. He's content because he's here with me, so.
Now his name is?
This is Spader.
Spader. How old is Spader?
He's 8 years old.
Tell us about Spader. He's got a very long history.
He does. He's 8 years old. I bred him. He was born in May of 2014. He is my heart dog, I would tell you. He is a multiple best in show, multiple specialty best in show dog. His name is Beachstone's Blacklist. He's named after James Spader's show, The Blacklist, which came out right when he was a puppy. And Spader has produced over 40, actually think over 60 champions to his name. And he has He is one of the top winning black Cocker Spaniels in our breed as far as their specialty wins are concerned. So he's been a very prominent sire in our breed. One thing that I think is just so fabulous about him is his personality, and he's just a pretty awesome dog to live with, to be honest with you. And they should be like that, easygoing and fun. But yeah, he's a super show dog, and he loves it.
He loves to go in the ring.
He loves it. He gets up and go, even though he's considered what we call a veteran. He still loves it. The bigger the ring, the better. He enjoys it quite a bit. Right, buddy?
What are the colors acceptable in the breed?
So with these guys, we are separated into 3 varieties. So we have the black variety, which includes black and black with tan points, very much similar to a Doberman Pinscher. And then we have what we call the Ascot variety, which is any solid color other than black, which includes buff, which is from the lightest cream color, all the way through to red, which can be as dark as like an Irish setter. That also includes brown and tan, which is also marked like a Doberman. And then we have party color, which is black and white, brown and white. So there's always white with another color. And they also can have tan points as well. So the acceptable colors for them, the only thing that's not an acceptable color here in the United States is sables and merles. So we can't show them. In Canada, you can show sables and whites, which are actually quite pretty. They're kind of neat to see. But yeah, so we have 3 varieties. So it's kind of neat that we're separated into 3 colors. The English Cockers are not separated into a separate variety. Are you going to take Resident on his feet? But yeah, so we have 3 different varieties. Right, bud?
What should someone look for when they are looking to buy a purebred dog? Well, let's say we're going to use your breed as an example.
Sure. One of the big things in our breed is that you should be looking for a breeder that is health testing, that's trying to breed for the healthiest puppies, which includes hip clearances, eye clearances. You want to make sure they don't have an extensive history of seizures or autoimmune issues. That they're generally in good condition. I can tell you, personally, I've, knock on wood, never treated any of my personal dogs for ear infections, or skin issues, which you'll see a lot of times in like not so well-bred Cocker Spaniels. Temperament's huge. So when you're looking for a breeder, you want to find somebody that, they're raised in their home, they're well socialized, their parents have come from health tested animal, their parents are both health tested, and all that actually can be found, look into if you're looking for a breeder on the web, make sure that they're, ask around, go to a dog show, meet some people at the dog shows, some breeders at the dog show, and ask them about their dogs, ask them about their breeding programs. We enjoy it. We like people to come and ask us questions, and my best puppy people are the people that I formed a bond with as friends, and
have become good friends.
They've kind of been part of my family, and we have a lot of repeat puppy people that come to us, and they want a dog that is healthy, that's very well-rounded. You don't want puppies that are just, born out in the garage or out in the barn. They're not socialized well. You don't know sometimes where they've come from. So look into the local breed clubs, and it goes for every breed. I would tell people to look at the National Breed Club. Like if you were looking, say, for a Golden Retriever, look at like the Golden Retriever Club of America for their breeder referral. Other friends that might have them that they got from a breeder, reach out to them and ask who they got them from. Word of mouth is really, really good.
Visit a local kennel club.
Visit a local kennel club, yeah. The other thing is ask your groomer. If you have a current dog and your groomer we get a lot of people that come and ask us at our shop if we know of certain purebred breeders, and it can be any breed. I have a lot of people that ask for Shih Tzu breeders, Havanese breeders, and I tend to refer them to their local breed clubs, which really, really is a big resource for people, and I think it's a good place to start.
What are some of the activities a Cocker Spaniel owner, prospective Cocker Spaniel owner might want to be involved with?
That's a really good question. This breed is very, very versatile. I have a dear friend that has agility championships on her show dogs. These guys can be used for hunting events, agility events. They love nose work, which is a scent type thing where they go to a box and they go in a nose, they find a scent that they're looking for. Obedience, dock diving is a new fun thing that everybody seems to be enjoying lately, and we have a couple of friends that do that, and they love it. They love to do stuff. They love to just be part of your family, and are active in.
There is a strong emphasis these days on performance
Yeah,
activities.
the performance stuff is fabulous, and the Cockers love it. They're a good, agile dog that should be able to keep up with families that are hikers, that go up and do outdoor sport type things. They love to swim. Obviously, you would never keep them in this much hair if you're going to swim them, but the performance events, these guys just thrive on, and they really, really enjoy it. They like to please. They're people pleasers, so they enjoy definitely doing the performance events.
He is a gorgeous dog.
He's a very good boy. Lay down. He's used to this. He's actually, he's very hairy right now because he's actually getting groomed at a grooming competition in a few weeks. So he's a little overgrown at the moment, but he enjoys it. He gets a bath every week, and he absolutely loves it. It's kind of my labor of love. His hair is a labor of love, but he's actually quite easy to maintain. And that's one of the things.
How do you maintain that coat?
He's actually, if they have good hair, they should be quite easy to maintain. Like I said, he gets a bath every week. He's an exception to the rule. Normally, your average pet owner would never keep this much hair on their house dog. This is what we would do on our show dogs. They should be coated. It doesn't, states in our breed standard that we show them, their legs are coated. They shouldn't be heavily coated. He actually has what feels more like hair. So one of the things with Cockers that you have to pay close attention to is their ear canals and their insides of their ears, around their eyes. And it goes with a lot of different breeds that are, coated, especially keeping up the cleanliness of their face and their eyes and their ears. He has super clean ears, but he gets a bath every week. He gets fully blown dry, and it's just keeping up that hair and doing their nails. There's nothing better than
so
a nice
it does
clean.
require a lot of work.
It requires a lot of work in this type of hair. I would say my grooming clients on their American Cockers and their English Cockers, we do them every 4 to 6 weeks. And they're in cute little short trims, which makes it a lot easier for pet owners to keep up with them and keep them in good health. But they should be bathed often, and their ears and eyes kept up and stuff like that, just to keep, in general, any breed should be kept up.
What is the Cocker's longevity?
Oh man, that's a good.
Another good question.
A really good question. Yeah. These guys can actually live quite a while. I've seen some 15, 16 years old. Some of them can be, as long as you're buying a dog comes from really healthy lines, you should definitely over 12. And I've seen, like I said, some that are upwards of 14, 15 years old. So as long as you keep them in good shape, I really truly believe that, keeping them well groomed and that kind of stuff really, really helps keep them feeling healthy. Yeah, it makes a big difference, especially on those older guys. It makes a big, big difference. Right.
What do you feed him?
He has always been fed ProPlan Sport chicken and rice. So he is definitely a ProPlan dog. I've had very, very good luck over the years with ProPlan. He gets a few snacks from time to time from our kids. He likes Cheez-Its and Cheetos. It's kind of his little treat. That and bully sticks are his favorite thing. But Cheetos are his big thing. Cheetos
I agree with that.
Cheetos are good. Yeah, he likes the kids' snacks, potato chips, all the things he really shouldn't eat. But he's just one of those dogs that just,
Talk about his show record.
Oh, his show record's pretty impressive. He was outshone in 2016 and 2017 full-time. He has 15 all-breed best in shows, and I think if last I counted, he had 32 specialty best in shows, which is pretty close to his grandfather's number.
Who was his grandfather?
His grandfather was actually owned by Randy Price and Mark Steffen. His grandfather was a dog named Rudy that was bred by Judy Klein, who lives in southern New Hampshire. And so his grandfather was Rudy, who also had a very extensive specialty win record. Our specialties and all breed show records are very different. Specialties are just our breed alone, and the best in show records, which are all breed shows, so which would be any breed. But one of the things that's pretty cool about this dog is that he also has a very good record of producing well. He has several kids that are best in show winners. His son, who lives in the UK, was one of the top puppies for the year over in the UK a few years back. So it's kind of cool to see his kids and grandkids doing well, which is kind of nice to see. It's nice
all over
to
the
watch.
world.
All over the world, yeah. He's got he's got a daughter that lives in Australia that's been a good producer over there, and it's really, really neat to watch the other generations. You know, when you've got a special dog like this that, you know.
This is a breed that has worldwide recognition.
It really does, yeah. One of the things with this breed is that, you know, they went through a phase, I would say, in the 70s, 80s, where they didn't have the greatest temperaments. They were probably, I would say, overbred and are just not bred well. And they did have like a lot of skin issues, a lot of health issues, temperament problems. And the American Spaniel Club and the breeders that have done a really, really, really good job of, you know, fixing those problems and, you know, making sure we're breeding friendly dogs and healthy dogs, and that's been a big.
We are very lucky in New England that we have many quality breeders.
We do. New England is one of probably the best areas for American Cockers. Some of the best quality of American Cockers have come from this area. Not saying that other areas have not, but there have been some very, very good Cocker breeders here in the New England area. And I'm fortunate that I have a fabulous mentor that is very well known in this area. And she's produced well over 250 champions in our breed, and
She is.
Bonnie Pike and Wilson Pike.
And I know Bonnie.
Yep. Wonderful people. He
Has done so much for the breed.
She's done so much for the breed. It's a pleasure for me to be part of that and to be friends with her and to be
and so giving and sharing of
yeah,
her talent.
She absolutely is. I had another mentor that passed a few years ago, Judy Cook. She lived in southern Maine, and she was another one that got me started. I got his mother from her, and actually he's by one of Bonnie Pike's dogs. So it's funny how the two worlds kind of collided, and you know, it's nice to collaborate with her. I do a lot of collaboration breedings with her where, you know, I have girls of hers that I've bred to him. And she just actually finished one that I bred out of one of her girls to him. And so it's kind of neat to see, you know, it's nice to.
How do you want to continue that legacy?
Oh, that's a really good question. I have, you know, you always try to strive to breed the next great one. And it's hard to say that because this is a once-in-a-lifetime dog. You know, he's a special dog. He is, you try to breed the same as this is or better than he is. And, you know, none of them are perfect. But you're always trying to make one as good, if not better than him, or whichever one you have. So, like, we have dogs from years ago that, you know, you look at and you're like, oh, I wish, like, they could be, like, produced like, and I'll use the Empire's Brooklyn Dodger that Jeff Wright in the Midwest showed. He's the top producing Cocker of all time. I think he's got 175 champions. And he's just, you look at him and you realize that just oozes breed type, and he just was a beautiful dog. So you get a dog like this, and for me, this is a once-in-a-lifetime dog, and every time I get a litter of puppies and I look and I'm like, oh, is this going to be better than him? Is it going to be the next great one? So it's really, really nice to keep trying for that. So there's always that goal of trying to make
Do you
another
have a
good
favorite
one.
color?
I do. Solid blacks are my favorite. I do love black and tans because they're like clownish. The personalities are a little different between them sometimes. Browns tend to be, I would say, a little bit soft, but not in a bad way. A little bit more like, I want to check this out first before I go and do this. This dog is very mommy-centric. The boys are mama's boys, I would tell you. But I have a daughter of his that has been probably one of my favorite mama dogs. She is the most wonderful mom with her puppies. And that's a really important thing to me. Moms that enjoy their puppies, that take care of their puppies well, that's like a big thing. They should always be, like I always say, they're the equivalent to just always be kind. My dogs are like that all the time. They're like this at home and pretty easygoing, but you get this dog at the dog show and he's ready to go, you know? He knows. He's pretty
Speaking
fun.
about dog shows, do you have judging aspirations?
Oh, I've judged a bunch of sweepstakes. I've judged a couple of like best bred by and show type things, which I do enjoy judging. I like doing the sweepstakes. I really enjoy judging puppies because there's always that hope. You know, you get it's nice hopeful that's coming up, you know, and it's nice I really do enjoy judging puppies. I don't know long term if maybe. I think that's a way off though for me.
Do you have a second breed that you really like?
Oh, I loved my Goldens. I don't own a Golden currently. I loved my Goldens. Our family is owned by a token Russell Terrier, and she's pretty awesome. I do enjoy terriers quite a bit. If I were to pick another breed that I would probably get another Russell. She's a pretty neat dog, easygoing, not. I had Australian,
Playful, fun,
super playful. She's funny. I would say she's like a little clown, but she's definitely the boss. I had Australian Terriers for a little bit. Those were a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful breed.
I love Australian Terriers.
Yeah, we had a brother and sister we got from actually a miniature Schnauzer breeder from southern New Hampshire, and that was well known in miniature Schnauzers. And Sheila, literally, we called her the nanny because she raised all of our children, and a video of her just came up the other day of her swimming with my daughter at a pond we were at, and it's just funny to see those little memories come back, and you're like, oh man, I really love the little Aussies. They're a great little breed. They're kind of like a hidden gem.
They are.
They are. The Russells are a hidden gem too, though.
Of course, I still love Sealies.
I know. I was going to say, they're a pretty neat breed.
They're fun.
They are fun. But, yeah, I mean, our house is funny. Our house is kind of hectic. So these guys fit right in, and they kind of, but you could see he's not hyper.
So what additional advice would you give to people who are looking for a dog?
A dog in general.
Yeah.
I would tell you to, before you get a dog, make sure it's going to fit your lifestyle. Make sure that you realize, especially, and I'll give a perfect example coming from a groomer, as I am as a professional groomer. Find a dog that, if you're not going to brush them all the time, don't get a coated breed. Get something that's manageable. Don't get a lap dog if you're going to want to go out and hike with it, or something that's not going to suit your family's lifestyle. Really, the American Kennel Club actually has a fabulous puppy breed selector type thing that helps you go through and figure out what kind of dogs are best suit your family. And I always refer people there to look for what is the best breed of dog that is going to be great for
akc.org.
Yep, it's a wonderful resource. They have their marketplace that has breeders on there. And if you're looking for breeders on the American Kennel Club page, I would tell you to look for ones that have breeder of merit on there. And you want to look for people that are members of the parent club. But do your research on what kind of dog you want. I see a lot of people will get a dog that's, I would say, an expert or intermediate level type dog. I mean, I would never tell a new dog owner to buy a Belgian Malinois. That's a lot of dog. It's a lot of, a German Shepherd can be a lot of dog that requires a lot of training, versus something that's easy to carry around or something that doesn't have a lot of hair. And it really, really is each individual person that, you got to make sure. And if you have children that have dog allergies, that's another big thing. I think a lot of the times they'll say that dogs are hypoallergenic. They really are no breeds that are hypoallergenic. So, but one of the things that with people that have allergies is keeping them clean. It's a big, big thing. I have a child that's got terrible dog allergies, but he has absolutely no problem living with well cared for dogs that are, this doesn't bother him at all. So, but yeah, I would say definitely looking more into what breeds fit people's lifestyles. That's a really, really, really
That's
big
important.
one. It's so important, yeah. And finding a breeder that is gonna work with you and is gonna mentor you to a point.
And there are so many local kennel clubs.
There are, yeah, especially in this area.
Who are wonderful resources to help people.
Absolutely. One of the things, like in our grooming shop, is we're actually hosting a brushing seminar in a couple weeks to help people learn how to maintain their dogs in between groomings, and ask those questions of how often should I be doing this? What is the maintenance for my specific dog? But the local clubs are an amazing resource for new potential dog owners. And I always...
Do you belong to any kennel clubs in the area?
Not necessarily. I belong to our national breed club, the American Spaniel Club, and I'm a member of a couple of the local cocker clubs. So I haven't been I was a member years ago of a couple of the all breed clubs, but I've done some education for Yankee Golden Retriever for grooming and maintaining their people's dogs at home when they're in between grooming appointments and and helping people. But one of the things I do quite often is do a lot of education. I actually personally started a grooming Facebook group for American Cocker Spaniels, for pet and for show. And there's, I think, over 7,000 people that follow our page. And it's all about maintaining and taking care of and grooming American Cocker Spaniels. So it's pretty awesome. It's a great community. And it's a fabulous resource for people. So people can get and ask questions about, ear care or, nail care and coat care. So it really, really helps people that have this breed.
Well, they are telling me that we are wrapping up.
We had a lot to talk about.
Yes, and we have so much more to talk about.
Anytime, right, bud?
Karen, you were fascinating,
Thank
and I
you.
would love to have you come
anytime,
back.
anytime.
And bring this handsome young man.
Right, bud? No, it's fun, huh?
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
This was our 89th episode of Fur, Fins, and Feathers, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.